Namaste, my dear friends. So we continue with some wisdom sharing, and today I felt touching a topic which I rarely touch. It's a little bit to share about, to start sharing about the macrodoses. So many of you have noticed that in my videos and etc., I inspire people only to microdose, not to use Amanita in big amounts. Why? Why is it like that? Well, first of all, I would say first of all it's connected with that popularity, especially in the West and in the US, to consume different type of drugs just to get high. And Amanita, it's not that medicine plant on which you want to get high, because there's a very big difference between Amanita muscaria and the psychedelic mushrooms. And as a result, their Amanita is far, 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 far more dangerous than psychedelic mushrooms for consumption to a spiritual journey. So, but let me break it down a little bit historically. So, first of all, you should know that in the past, Amanita was only used by shamans. If you're not a shaman, you were not allowed to use Amanita, even in microdoses, as eventually it was always considered very holy and sacred. So people did different tinctures, they used it on their skin, they healed themselves, but consumption, for example, in the north part of Russia, was only allowed to the shamans. Why? Because it's a very strong mushroom, and it's not psychedelic, it's hallucinogenic. What is the difference between psychedelic, hallucinogenic, psychedelic? You understand, I took mushrooms, LSD, I'm in a journey, the energies flow, they're thin, I see the world much more wider. Then Amanita, it's hallucinogenic. Hallucinogenic effect is when you cannot actually understand, am I in a real life or am I in a journey? As a result, it opens the door for, let's say, opportunities to hurt yourself, as literally the physical pain won't limit the person from continuing his or her journey. For that reason, Amanita muscaria, it is safe from a physical healthy way, yeah, but it could be kind of deadly if a person will overeat Amanita and he won't have safe space around him. He won't have people who will protect him or territory where he will be protected. If the person will ask stupid questions and doesn't understand what to ask, and as a result, this all can lead that the person will hurt him or herself. And that's, of course, something that we try to avoid, as in my spiritual path, mostly I was always fighting. I was constantly rebelling, constantly overcoming myself through my will of power and the practices that I did in life. And after, I would say, I don't know, almost 20 years of spiritual suffering and fighting for the good, the enlightenment, and blah, 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 I understood that actually you don't have to fight, actually you don't have to suffer, actually you can organize your spiritual journey a lot more smoother, a lot more loving. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do and to share with you and everyone, that you don't have to break yourself or go hardcore in your transformational work. Better, at a more higher level, it is to have an attitude of love and support toward yourself, give yourself better time and space, rather than to push yourself to the limits until you break, or afterwards you'll just need some kind of long rest, or you won't understand the experience that you got, and the integration will be impossible without a high-end specialist. In our modern times, it's very hard to find high-end specialists who can help you to integrate your spiritual journeys, as eventually people have to be know a lot of things from the transpersonal psychology and the soul development, so to assist those metaphors and things that the person has lived through to integrate and to understand the deeper level. So this is the reason why you see me supporting microdosing. Microdosing is the most safest and beautiful way to do it, and that's why it is so valuable. And at the same time, I'll just share some small secrets for safety reasons, just for the ones and for you, that you would just in case know certain things. If by accident you decide to take a higher dosage, or any of your friends is not wise enough and tries to play around and goes for a higher dose, then I would say, what are the measurements of safety? First of all, and the most important, is your request. Your request, I'm not even speaking about other things right now, but your request, this is like the most, one of the most fundamental things which can lift you up or bring you down. They can expand your life understanding, or it can give you so much that the human mind will break. So imagine that you're for the first time opening Google, and the things that you type in there, you're capable of seeing the answers towards those topic and things. Now, many people, when they take ayahuasca, when they take psychedelic mushrooms or anything else, they usually formulate requests, very often connected partly with themselves, but in many cases connected with the universe, connected with life, with the world, and trying to understand how everything works. And as a result, it's a good request. But for every request, there's a specific amount of information that the person will have to go through. And if ayahuasca and psychedelic mushrooms, they filter out what they give you, and they will give you based by the level of your development, so your mind wouldn't, let's say, overcook. Then with Amanita, there are no limits, which means if you ask a question, you're going to get an answer. And in many cases, the answers, it's not something what we were expecting. And this experience can truly trigger total collapse of the personality of the person, as sometimes the answers that we're receiving can be beyond what we imagine. So this means it's super valuable to keep your questions focused on who? Exactly, on yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus the questions that they would be connected to, or with your physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual bodies. Avoid questions which are about everything and nothing, which means, for example, if I ask Google, who is God, how God works, what is the universe, these questions, of course, they're interesting, but on the other hand, receiving an answer on how the universe is structured or who is God, well, even now you can feel that it's a very huge, just unimaginable, huge amount of information which will have to be shown to you to get the essence. And this is why it is very important, if you focus on trying bigger doses than a microdose, formulate the questions only connected with you. Avoid stupid questions. Avoid questions which will bring no change to your physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual bodies. The curiosity of the mind, it's beautiful, but it can be very destructive when there is no filter on information. And Amanita takes off this filter of information and can give you everything, even that, to where you haven't yet developed yourself. What does it mean? You will see something, you're going to get such an answer, on which you won't even know where to blend it into the structure of life, on how you understand it, or even how to explain it. It can be a very rough adventure and experience, and this is why you should take care of yourself in a loving way and focus your questions about your physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual bodies. So avoid broad questions. And this is really a very fundamental thing which can help you a lot, which can literally assist you to organize your journey in a safe way. People don't imagine, who haven't tried Amanita, how directly it works. It really works like a program. Like even the same sequence that you ask the questions, in the same sequence, usually the answers are being given. So, and once you get the answer, you're being brought. If you don't understand your answer, the person might end up in a loophole. And this is another thing what is the difference of Amanita to other psychedelics, that Amanita will teach you through loopholes in which you will repeat, 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 repeat the same all over again so many times until you will get the answer or formulate the answer by yourself, or you'll make a conclusion thanks to this experience. And of course, when people end up in such loopholes, psychologically for the person, it is hard. And in such loopholes, people can be stuck not only 20 or 50 times, they can be stuck 400 or 200 times or 300 times. I even had cases when a person was reliving her own death in a cycle over 250 times. Like the person would go and he ends up like in one of the past lives where the person is being right now killed and burned alive. And imagine experiencing all of this with your body, because you literally experience everything like in real life with your body there. And finally, you let go of that body, and then boom, and you're again just before the fire, before they torture you and before they burn you. It's very funny to speak about it currently, because that's the only way how you can approach it to hard experience. But this is like super serious in understanding that Amanita will guide you there where you ask to be. And what it takes to bring you there, nobody knows. But the more stubborn is your mind, the more ancient is your soul, the more experience your soul has gathered, the more unique ways that it will find to guide you. So, for that reason, my dears, love yourself. Approach your development in a smooth and enjoyable way. Take care of your requests and focus them on yourself. And if you end up in such a journey, well, then just create for yourself space and try to lay down. Don't walk around, don't run around. Focus on taking care of your body and find someone who can assist you to take care of your body. So yeah, and this will truly can assist and help. And of course, before you ever try any higher dose, always go with small ones. Small, small, small. Develop relationship with the spirit, and then you will feel. There are people who are ready for an Amanita Muscaria ceremony, but the percentage is very small, and it's only for the people who have already microdosed for at least 2-3 cycles and done their spiritual work, and they know what they want to discover and what are the next steps that will assist them to grow to their new self and new reality. Well, I hope that this video will help the ones who are thinking of a higher dose, and these are some small inputs. And maybe one day I'll share a lot more in the details how I organize ceremonies with Amanita Muscaria. But all I can say is that to join my ceremony, a person goes through, first of all, it's expensive. Second of all, the people go for 3 weeks preparation, then the ceremony, and then there's the integrational process, which usually lasts with 3 more catch-ups. So it's not psychedelic mushrooms, it's not ayahuasca, it's something very different, and for that reason, just know, approach it with respect, and better go step by step with smaller steps for the big change, rather than one deadly fight. Better every day a little bit, and you're gonna get very beautiful and big changes already in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So I'm very happy to see how people have changed their lives and going to new and higher levels in my life that I have educated. And I wish all of you that you would find that what you're seeking in Amanita, and remembering that everything is ready inside of you. So develop your level of energy, take care of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, and you're gonna get a great reward, as you're the one who prepared it. So, my dears, looking forward for your stories. If you have ever tried, what is the biggest amount of Amanita that you have tried? And did you ever had this experience of a little bit hallucinogenic feeling that you get from Amanita? Did you ever have this? Please drop a message. I would love to hear your story. And in the rest, And wish you a beautiful week. In touch, and see you soon. Much love and namaste.